Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
It's cold, man.
Yeah, we're having a little spring-winter storm.
We thought snow was coming last. My wife was hoping that, so she wouldn't have to teach today, but we think it's going to come tonight.
Yep, they say a few snowflakes tonight, so
Dang,
go
man.
figure.
See this right here? That's Arizona State, baby. Sun Devils. Okay, let's go. All right, so this is an examination of the Biden-Harris Idiocracy's foreign relations / policies. And like Scott was saying, my cousin here was saying earlier, it's some crazy stuff we're going to be talking
It's
about.
crazy stuff, and there's a crazy guy that's kind of running the State Department. So this guy's kind of, he's an odd dude.
I wanted to comment. If you notice that I've been rubbing my eyes and sniffing like that, it's this tree pollen that's been killing me for the last 2 weeks. So
We have a lot of wind here.
Yeah.
It blows stuff from everywhere.
the
so.
tree pollen is like yellow, and it gets on everything. It's on the computer right here.
Yeah, I see it on your table.
Okay, all right. So Secretary of State Tony Blinken was at a NATO event, and apparently he was speaking on behalf of NATO at the summit that Ukraine will become a NATO member. And this is because of the determination, he went on to say, determination of every member of NATO. So
Pretty bold statement.
30-something members of NATO are going to vote him in, okay?
Yeah, I don't know about that. But anyway, we'll see.
So Article 5 of the NATO agreement reads that any attack on one member is an attack on all members. This was originally meant to counter the Soviets' expansion in Europe. Remember Czech Republic, Poland, back when they invaded them, Czech Republic was 68.
Yep.
And all East Germany, that was taken over almost immediately. Lithuania, Latvia, all those states, Georgia,
Yeah.
Belarus, yeah.
And there are some, right, that have questioned whether we even really need a NATO continued, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Trump has questioned that, right?
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
guess
more
that's a
so
different
now. I mean,
discussion.
it's probably a good thing now that we have it. I mean, if we
China,
can all come
China's
together,
become like a superpower with
yeah.
defense,
Yeah.
crazy.
The question is if we'll all come together and stand together, right?
Yeah. So
that's
guess
the
what? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Even though it was Soviet Union, it's Russia now. Article 5 has only been invoked once in NATO's history, and that was in response to the terrorist attacks on September 11th,
Yep.
2001. This is the core principle of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. If Ukraine joins NATO while under invasion from Russia, then this will be World War III. Can we doubt?
Well,
Doubt
yeah.
that?
Again,
Or no?
I just don't know how many people are going to get. I mean, when you have a world war, don't you have to have a lot of countries get involved, right?
Yeah.
And not that many countries have really gotten involved in this thing so far.
Yeah, but if they become a member of NATO,
Yeah.
an attack on one is an attack on all.
Yeah, I know the motto and the saying, but whether or not you're going to have the people, I think, I just don't trust a lot of the countries that are involved in that NATO that they'll come to everybody's rescue. I just
Because
don't.
of the defense funding?
Yeah,
funding and
they
spending?
I think deep down, I think some of those countries are, I don't want to say cowards, but they're just not as vested in their military as others are.
Well, there was a huge coalition against Iraq to protect Kuwait,
Yeah.
and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but I mean, who was the huge guy?
Well, we were.
We were.
I mean,
yeah,
Britain was
the
in there,
Brits
too.
were there, and yeah, I mean, I'm not counting out
Australia
countries.
was there.
Believe me, I'm not, because I'm not. This is not an expertise of mine, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of people
Even
that are
Spain was there.
willing to jump in and give up blood and treasure like we did.
So the reason I'm saying World War III, Russia is a superpower. When the Russian bear is provoked and backed into a corner by aggressors, they're going to use nukes. I'm saying it now. Why? I'm going to tell you why.
Well, they're taking a whooping from Ukraine.
From Ukraine.
That's for
whooping.
Sure.
Right?
Which, I mean,
3 years.
would you even have thought of that? I mean, you would have thought that they would have walked into Ukraine and just taken them over.
I fought with Ukrainians in Iraq, and they're crazy. I mean, they are tough and crazy, so
Right.
it doesn't surprise me. So we compiled a little list of the estimated KIAs and equipment lost. And here we go. This is according to Ukraine's armed forces. They put this out. 30,000 Russian troops killed in action. 3 years now. 207 aircraft destroyed. 1,330 tanks destroyed. 174 helicopters destroyed. 628 artillery destroyed. 3,258 armored personnel carriers destroyed. 203 multiple launch rocket systems destroyed. 2,226 vehicles destroyed. 86 fuel vehicles destroyed. And 93 anti-aircraft vehicles destroyed. That
Is a whooping.
A whooping.
Yeah.
That's a whooping.
I mean, how many troops did we lose in the Gulf War? From the start to the finish.
The first one, you mean?
Well,
It was a
combined.
96-hour war.
Even combined. Just all of them combined.
Yeah, not that much.
Yeah, I mean, not even. I mean,
10,000
30,000
maybe?
people. That troops.
8,000,
That is a ton of
4,000?
people, and I feel sorry for those the
boys that
families
lost their lives.
and the ones that lost their lives because
Yeah.
it didn't really have to happen. I mean, Russia's a big country. It Anyway, we talked about why they did it, and it's a sad deal. But yeah, I mean, obviously they have paid the price.
It's a whooping.
Yeah, Putin
They
has
pulled out the can of whoop ash.
yeah, Putin has definitely overextended himself in this deal.
But we're not done.
No.
Ukraine destroyed like Russian vessels, naval vessels, 40, including landing ships, patrol boats, numerous corvettes, minesweepers, a Kilo-class submarine they destroyed, an intelligence ship, and a rescue tug. It's like 40 vessels. What?
Yeah, that's a pretty
That's
sizable
a
amount
whooping, too.
of their naval arsenal. So yeah,
There's an
crazy.
unknown count of the Russian sailors that were lost on these ships. I don't know. Couldn't find it. But it kind of reminds me when Russia was Russia, right before the Bolshevik, and they were getting into a scrap with Japan, and Japan, naval scrap, and Japan just whooped them. I mean, whooped them bad. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, they picked the wrong country to war with here. It seems like. I mean, I'm not saying that Ukraine is going to win this
looks like they're
conflict or this
winning.
war, but they're
I mean, they're
making
getting
them
punished.
pay.
Their country's getting punished.
They are, and they're definitely, but they're
They're making them
definitely
pay
making Russia
for
pay.
every acre of land they're taking. They're
Yeah.
making them pay. Do you really think that if one country can inflict this much punishment on Russia, that 32 members countries and Ukraine cannot inflict exponential hurt on Russia?
Well,
exponential.
Yeah, but then what happens if all of a sudden NATO forms against Russia?
Oh, like I
Who's
said,
gonna-
backed into a corner.
Yeah, who's
Nukes
gonna-
are coming out
Yeah, who's going to help them? China, Iran.
like an axis of evil. Maybe?
Yeah, they'll form their own little.
Yeah, I guess China would.
Yeah, they probably would. They're buddies.
I don't know that
I don't know
Iran
why they're
would.
buddies.
Iran likes to use proxies. They don't like to openly fight and scrap.
Yeah.
But yeah, nukes are a means, not a deterrent in this instance, for mutual assurance of destruction. They'll come out with the nukes when you have 37 countries piling on top.
And then
This
that
is-
30,000 that Russia's lost is going to look minuscule, right?
Yeah,
It's going to be awful.
This is not fun, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. This is dangerous for Blinken to be talking about. They will become a member. They're being occupied right now by Russia. Why would you say that?
Words have meaning. You
Yeah.
should watch his talk.
Which intern had the bright idea to suggest that Ukraine will become a member of NATO, and then Tony Blinken repeats it? The clowns in the Biden-Harris idiocracy cannot make up their mind on if the Houthis are a terrorist organization. This is comical. It's like a skit.
There's a lot of talk and not much action. But the problem is, with their talk, it could create some very serious negative action.
It's
Too bad.
it's apparently a revolving door. This terrorist, no terrorist, yes terrorist. Trump labeled them as a terrorist organization, right? Then in the rush to undo
I believe they're a terrorist organization.
I do too.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Then in the rush to undo everything that Trump accomplished, Biden removed them from the terror list. Oh, that's racist. To put them on the terror list. Racist. Just because they're Muslim. Racist. Then the idiocracy.
It's not their nationality, right? Or their beliefs.
No, it's what they do.
Their religious
Their
beliefs.
actions.
Other than it's the way they're carrying out their religious beliefs, which is just crazy.
Then the Idiocracy relabeled them a specially designated global terrorist entity amid continued attacks by the Yemen-based militia. Right? So now they're back on the list. Now, Biden wants to offer them removal from the terror list if they will please stop attacking ships in the Red Sea. You're going to deal with these people? And
No, that was another thing, right? We don't deal with terrorists. At least we're not supposed to. So yeah, why are you offering them anything other than a bomb up their rear end? Just...
This isn't like giving food for no nukes on the table with Kim, right? It's not like that. Because Kim's not going out and attacking in the South China Sea and,
right.
Strait of Taiwan.
Right.
They're just lobbing artillery rounds.
No, yeah, these guys are causing havoc, and why would you want to reward that?
Here's some quotes. You're not kidding. Here's some quotes from U.S. Special Envoy to Yemen, Timothy Letterking. These are quotes. His hope as an envoy is that we can find diplomatic off-ramps to find ways to de-escalate and allow us to pull back, eventually, the designation and, of course, to end the military strikes on Houthis' military capability. It's a word salad, man.
Yeah.
It's a word salad.
Why do we want to end the military strikes?
Right.
Wipe them out.
Why keep their military capability intact? Right? So now it's our policy to keep the Houthis' military capability intact. This guy's clownish.
Yeah, this is goofy talk.
Here's the next one. We know that there is no military solution. And in that commitment, we are joined by all members of the P5, Russia, China, France, the UK. United in this goal, I think that's very helpful for listeners to know that there's a strong consensus in the international community and among key players to support the peace effort going forward. End quote. What? That's like word salad again. And can you trust and believe these officials when they say all members of the P5?
No.
No.
There's two, maybe three on there that I have a concern with, but and those we don't have to rename those. But strength by what is that saying?
Deterrence by strength.
Deterrence by
Peace
strength.
by strength.
Peace by strength. Why are we saying that? If that was one of the Trump's, I think, his positives,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He would say, "Look, I'm not kidding. Stop this nonsense, whatever it was, or I'm gonna drop a bomb on your head." And he did that a few times. And those guys are no more. Yeah.
Use a Ouija board and ask Soleimani.
Right. So, what's wrong with that? You don't have to go around pumping yourself up and throwing yourself out there. Just have a good, strong military and be ready to fight if you need to.
Yeah.
That's
no military solution. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's
no
crazy.
Military
Taking that
solution.
Off the table.
The generals are probably stomping their feet on that. There's a military solution for everything. Everything is gamed out in advance. So you just dust it off and boom, go.
Yeah. Last resort, though, right?
Right.
Last resort. But you can't take the resort off the table.
Army officers and Air Force naval officers, they're not dummies. They're prepared. That's their profession, is to
exactly.
fight.
It's what they do.
And they don't just willy-nilly. It's all planned.
Right. Whether it happens or not, there's a plan, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
I don't know.
You got to have a plan. It's gamed, all the branches and sequels that
I know Blinken's not an elected official, but he was appointed by an elected official. So take that into consideration. And what's his name? Letterman? Is that what you just said?
Letter King.
Letter King, yeah.
Yeah. It's a word salad, but he probably worked with Kamala. All right. Crazy foreign relations. And they're trying to anchor him on his foreign relations. Oh, how great he is.
It's scary.
It is scary
stuff.
This is diversity or diversion, incompetence, inequity at its best, or worse, depending on who you're speaking to. Who's running the show?
Right.
Jill Biden reportedly is urging the president privately to end the war in Gaza. Quote, stop it now. So this is how this came out. A guest at Biden's White House meeting with the Muslim community commented on how the guest's wife disapproved of the guest attending the White House meeting because what's happening in Gaza. To which the president responded that he understood. The First Lady, he said, had been urging him to stop it now, according to an attendee who heard his remarks. Now, Biden tells Netanyahu that Gaza aid strikes are unacceptable and Israel must end civilian suffering in order to keep U.S. support. An immediate ceasefire is essential. Who's running the show?
Tell him to pound sand. Netanyahu, tell him to pound sand, man.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to defend your people.
But is Jill, is it the chief of staff, the Jill, or the intern, or what? Remember the Secretary of Defense, Bob Gates, said in his autobiography, quote, "I think he," meaning Joe Biden, "has been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades." This is his Secretary of Defense, or Obama's, I should say. It seems that Obama's comment...
Well, he was Bush's too, right?
Yeah, Bush too.
Yeah.
Republican and Democrat.
Yeah.
It seems that Obama's comment about not underestimating Joe Biden's ability to F things up is prescient. It's coming true.
Yeah.
You can't make this up. I think we're the laughingstock of the international community.
Well, I don't think they have any concern about the way things are going right now, coming from the White House and the Pentagon and the State Department. You know,
How can you act like that as a governor of the land? You govern people, and you're not worried about this or that.
You got to be worried about everything, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're there for. They're there for their number one thing is there to protect the citizens of the United States, right, and our allies.
Protect us from menthol cigarettes.
Yeah.
Protect us from gas stoves.
Yeah. Gas vehicles.
Yeah. Protect us from gas vehicles.
Natural gas in general.
Okay, we're on a soapbox. Thanks, folks. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you like it, subscribe, tell your family, your friends, and your enemies. Talk to you later.
Take care. Have a great day.